That night, an explosion is heard from about 2 miles away. A few men are recruited to go check out the fire from the explosion, eventually discovering a gravely injured Victor Frankenstein, wounded to the shoulder with a broken leg. The men return quickly, then board Victor on their ship. They open fire at the strange creature, but it keeps coming towards them. The creature boards their ship in search of Victor. Captain Anderson uses a blunderbuss to shoot the creature off the ship, but then it falls into the icy water. Anderson calls a doctor to treat Victor's injuries. Victor is apprehensive. He tells them that the creature will come back for him and that he has tried many times to kill it, but failed. He had intended that the memories of his evil dies with him, but with the current state of things, he is left with no choice but to narrate an unbelievable story. He claims his name is Victor Frankenstein, a name given to him by his father, a name which means conqueror. The story started with Victor's father and mother. They lived like royalty due to the fact that his father was a baron and had married his mother because the dowry was considerable and indeed noble and furnished his dad with the means to preserve his rank through family estate. He was absent from their lives, but when he came home, the entire estate bends to his will. At this time, his mom is pregnant. He would flog Victor when he fails to answer an important question about surgery and charges him to uplift his name for the sake of his reputation. Victor's mother goes into labor, and after being taken away to deliver, she dies giving birth to William, Victor's younger brother, who later becomes the favorite of his aristocratic father. He confronts his dad about letting his mom die. When his dad tells him that no one can conquer death, Victor challenges the statement, saying that he will conquer death. Victor's father dies a few years later. The family kept the estate but lost everything else. William went to one side of the family while Victor went to London, then Edinburgh, where he stayed for decades, trying to expand the narrow limits of academia. In 1855, at the Royal College of Medicine Disciplinary Tribunal, and on this particular day, Victor, who is obsessed with curing death through science since his mother died, is able to reanimate a corpse on display before the disciplinary tribunal, much to everyone's amazement and, for some, disgust. After his demonstration, which most of the dignitaries saw as a sacrilege, fetish, and unnatural, Victor is expelled from the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh. Victor is approached by arms merchant Henrik Harlander, who bears a letter of introduction from William, Victor's brother. He is told that in a matter of days, William is coming to see him to introduce Victor to his fiancée, Elizabeth Harlander, Harlander's niece. Harlander is interested in Victor's claim that he can assemble a man and make him come alive. He is impressed at Victor's findings and thinks it's brilliant. Both men go through designs and parts of bodies crucial for life force and how blood moves through the body, and the most crucial part of all these is the spinal cord, the thoracic curvature. In exchange for the privilege to record Victor's procedures for posterity, Harlander offers Victor unlimited funding and an isolated tower to continue his experiments. William finally arrives and sees his brother after decades. He introduces Elizabeth Harlander, his fiancée. A few weeks later, Victor rides with Harlander and William to a lakeside area on the hill, where he is shown an isolated tower as promised by Harlander for Victor's extreme experiments. Victor enlists William's assistance in building his laboratory. He becomes smitten with William's fiancée, Elizabeth, who declines his advances on many occasions. He begins to spend a ridiculous amount of time with Elizabeth instead of focusing on his research. For the first time, he became more interested in life and somewhat less interested in death. Harlander grows impatient and demands results from Victor, who claims that he is almost there. His laboratory begins to take the shape of a morgue as his research advances to even more extreme degrees. Victor would take body parts from different individuals and fit them into his specimen, a large creature he has fashioned, preparing to cast life into it by a means unknown to him yet. As a storm approaches, Victor works with Harlander as he prepares to harness lightning and send electric currents through the lymphatic system of his creature. Just before the storm gets worse, Harlander reveals that he is dying of syphilis and demands that his brain be put into the creature. The desperate man grabs one of Victor's objects and threatens to destroy it. Harlander slips and falls to his death while struggling with Victor. Victor continues with his plan. The surge of currents penetrates the creature, and life comes within the beast, but unknown to Victor, who, after the storm passes, thinks that the creature seemingly failed to reanimate. Behold, by morning, Victor finds the creature well and alive right in front of him. He is stunned and in utter shock. He makes the beast pronounce his name in Victor and tells it that he is its master. He takes the creature to the cellar and chains it, amazed by its immense strength and ability to respond to his commands. No further language or development occurred, as the creature is only able to pronounce one word. Victor, Elizabeth, and William travel to see Victor out of worry over not hearing from Harlander in weeks. The frustrated Victor imitates his father's cruel discipline, forcing the creature to speak, but to no avail. He ends up instilling fear in the creature towards him. Elizabeth and William arrive at the tower, and Victor is happy to immediately show them his scientific breakthrough in theory. Elizabeth is drawn to the cellar, where she finds the practical aspect of Victor's experiment. As days go by, Victor continues lying about the whereabouts of Harlander, while Elizabeth pays consistent visits to Frankenstein, who has grown to love her and has developed a strong bond with her, one stronger than the bond Victor expects to have with it. Elizabeth teaches the creature to speak her name, while Victor manages to enrage Frankenstein, who has had enough of his torture. Victor lies to William that the creature killed Harlander in the heat of the moment. He convinces William to take Elizabeth back to Vienna. He sends them away and begins to pour petrol on his lab and the entire tower. He tells the creature to make him save it by pronouncing a different word, but it refuses. Instead, Frankenstein pronounces Elizabeth's name, and Victor realizes that she has been spending time with it. This infuriates Victor, who torches the place and leaves the building. Hearing the creature cry out his name, he has a change of heart and attempts to re-enter the tower, but it explodes, grievously wounding his leg. As Victor tells his story, Frankenstein boards the ship, confronts Anderson, and reveals his own side of the story, starting with how he escaped the tower amidst the blast. Frankenstein wanders through the woods before he is located by a group of hunters and shot at. They chase the wounded Frankenstein through the woods, forcing him to take shelter in the mill gears of their farm unknown to them. The hunters wonder if what they shot at in the woods was a ghost or flesh and bone. Frankenstein observes them through the walls and begins to get attached to them. Amongst the hunters is a very old man, though blind, but full of wisdom and tender at heart. The old man would teach a young girl words from time to time, and Frankenstein pays close attention, learning fast, perhaps even faster than the child. He secretly begins to help the family by providing them with large supplies of firewood and building a pen for their sheep. A few days later, the family bids the old man goodbye and leaves for winter without him. Now alone with the old man, Frankenstein comes out of the shadows for the first time in weeks. He befriends the patriarch, who teaches him to read and speak fluently. Frankenstein struggles to remember his past and the one name he could pronounce every day: Victor. He journeys to the ruins of the laboratory and is able to discover the truth about his creation and the address to Victor's estate. On his return to the farm, he finds the old man being attacked by wolves. Frankenstein fights them off in a bid to rescue his only friend. The old man sadly acknowledges that Frankenstein is his friend just before he dies. It's the night of William's wedding to Elizabeth, and he pleads with him to be by his side during the event. The wedding guests arrive, and Victor goes to see the bride before the ceremony. He tenders his apology and wishes her well in her marriage with William, but then Elizabeth asks him to leave her chambers. While Victor returns to his room, he finds Frankenstein waiting for him. Victor is surprised that the creature survived. Frankenstein requests that Victor must make a companion for him. Victor refuses, forcing Frankenstein to attack him. The commotion draws in Elizabeth, who embraces the creature upon seeing him. Victor inadvertently shoots Elizabeth while aiming for Frankenstein. William attempts to grab the creature, but is mortally wounded. Frankenstein takes Elizabeth out of the building amidst hundreds of guests who watch but are unable to do a single thing. Frankenstein carries Elizabeth to a cave where she finally dies. Victor goes in search of Frankenstein to end him, but is overpowered and left to bleed to death. But then he struggles back up on his feet and continues following Frankenstein. The movie cuts back to the ship, where Frankenstein claims that all the blood outside on the snow is his. Victor grabs Frankenstein's hand and apologizes, saying that regret consumes him. The remorseful Victor and Frankenstein reconcile, addressing each other as father and son, before Victor succumbs to his injuries. Frankenstein uses his strength to free the ship from the ice. This is Falcon Recaps. Thanks for watching.